Okay guys, I'm going to show you a game today. It's called the Evergreen Game. It's a game played by Adolf Anderssen and his student, Jean Defresne, I'm gonna guess and say that's how you pronounce it. But it's a very beautiful game, and I think you guys will enjoy it. It starts off with e4, e5, we have knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, so the Italian game, the Gioco piano with bishop c5, b4, the Evans Gambit. We have bishop takes b4, c3, bishop a5, and then d4. So basically, they're trying to, what Anderssen is doing is sacrificing a few pawns in order to get rapid development. We have e takes d4 and castles. d3, because taking on c3 is dangerous for black. We have queen b3, queen f6, e5, not allowing black any time to breathe, really. And the only reason the queen was played to f6 is because the bishop and the queen were attacking f7. And then we have queen g6, rook e1. Okay, so now black can have a free move. Knight g to e7, bishop a3, and it's just getting the bishop on a strong diagonal. We have b5. The idea is black wants to sacrifice some material just so it can get some rapid development as well. We have queen takes b5, rook b8, queen a4, bishop b6. Better here is castles. King safety should be your #1 priority. But he plays bishop b6. We have knight b to d2, bishop b7. Again, castles is probably a better choice. We have knight e4, queen to f5, and then bishop takes d3, threatening all sorts of discoveries. So we have queen h5, because the queen didn't really have a whole lot of places to go. We have knight to f6 check. Now this really isn't a sacrifice, but the knight does have to be captured because it's forking the king and the queen. We have g takes f6 and e takes f6, so again, the piece will be won back by white. We have rook g8. Now the queen is threatening to take the f3 knight because the pawn on the g file won't be able to recapture. But in this position, Anderssen plays a very silent but deadly move. He plays rook a to d1, sacrificing the knight. And Fresne didn't really see any threat in the position, so he took the knight. Now he's threatening queen to g2, or queen takes g2 checkmate, so there really isn't any time for slow moves by Anderssen. We have rook takes e7 check. Now, if he goes to the f8 square, you're just going right into the bishop's path, and then it's just rook e3 and you're winning the queen. And if he goes to d8, then white is still winning. So, but what Defresne plays allows Anderssen to really end the game in a very beautiful fashion. He plays knight takes c7. And in this position, I invite you to find Anderssen's next move. Feel free to pause the video. Okay, now that you've done that, and give you a couple seconds, in this position, he plays queen takes d7 check. You really don't want to go to f8. Let's just show it. If king f8, then bishop takes is checkmate, so you really don't want to do that. So after queen takes d7 check, he actually captured the queen. He accepted the sacrifice. Then we have bishop to f5 double check. So the bishop can't be taken because there's a discovery from the rook on d1. We have king to e8, and if he goes to c6 instead, then it's actually mate in 1. It's bishop d7 checkmate. Because the bishop is slicing all the way through, and the bishop is cutting him off, and the rook is covering the d5 square. So we have king to e8 instead. We have bishop d7 check. And actually in this position it doesn't matter if he goes to d8 or f8. But in the game he goes king f8, and Anderson ends the game in a very beautiful bishop takes c7 checkmate. That's the Evergreen Game, guys. It's a very beautiful mating picture. I mean that's very pleasing to me to look at. I don't know about you guys, but I think it's very pretty. I hope you guys subscribe, enjoy the content, and there'll be more of it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.